Hello my beautiful fragrance family, Dustin here, fragrance fan. Go ahead and do me a solid and click that like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell notification, and I'm just going to keep on giving you guys these budget-friendly fragrance reviews. That $40-ish and $100 range, and most of these are way less than that, and a good number of these you can find at your local rack stores. The two I got for you here today, if you go into any rack stores, I'm talking, your Marshalls and TJ Maxx and stuff like that, 75% of the time I would like to say one of the two of these are going to be in there. So they are a common find at the rack stores. Unfortunately, these are the ones in the boxes, so you don't know what they smell like. So I'm going to be the guy that tries to explain it the best, to the best of my ability, on how these ones smell. So let's go ahead and start things off with Michael Germain's Deauville Pour Homme. The original looks just like the blue. Michael Germain's blue, but you see this one there a lot more often, and it's just this piece, this top piece that comes off, because this one is like faulty and the whole deal will come off, and at first I didn't know which one was which until I got the blue. The bottles look identical and just this little piece comes off. It looks like the spaceship from Independence Day. Anyhow, see, boom, whole thing came off, whatever. Atomizer, squirts out a good amount, fine mist. So this one is fresh, spicy, iris, lavender, a little bit of citruses and stuff like that. I don't get any, there's like amber I've seen listed. I don't get any of that. Hint of tobacco. Mainly what this thing is built around is that fresh, spicy iris. Really, I'm not saying iris is fresh, spicy. I'm saying it has fresh spiciness, clary sage, also black pepper, and the orris root is in this thing, and it's built around that pretty well. It doesn't change a whole lot from the opening to the dry down. It's just not quite as bright in the dry down. That's really the difference that I get from beginning to end in this thing. And the overall performance is about 5 hours. Projection is about average. It's real easy. It's got a bit of creaminess to it as well, along with maybe the orris can be doing that because that can sometimes have like a little bit of a waxiness going on. But it's more powdery, but it does have a little bit of a waxy feel or a creamy feel to this thing. Occasions to wear this is pretty universal. You can wear this casually at the office, somewhat formal, pretty much any kind of weather except the two opposite ends of the spectrum, like your extreme hot and your extreme cold. Other than that, it'll work well, and it's more daytime than nighttime, I would say, but it would do fine in either scenario. So a little bit more mature than it is youthful, but I think that this is easy enough that most people can enjoy this, but I would still say this is a 25 and up type of a fragrance. And overall rating, I'll go ahead and I will give this a, it's like a 5.5, maybe a 6. It's around that 5.5 to 6. It's not mind-blowing or anything like that, but it's not like a copy of anything. It is its own thing. It smells unique in that sense. It doesn't smell exactly like anything else. It is a iris, a little bit of white florals in there as well, to my nose. Fresh, spicy, kind of a fragrance. It's easy to wear, and yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like a 5.5, maybe a 6. If the performance was a little better, I want to give it a 6, but I can't really go honestly above a 5.5. 5 is good. 5 is a good smelling fragrance. And this is like $12.99. And the rating that I base these things on has nothing to do with the price tag. I don't care if this thing is $5 or $50. 5 is going to be that average good smelling thing. So for a little $12 fragrance to hit a 5.5 with average performance, it's really saying something. And if you're not afraid of something that isn't like some kind of crowd pleasing fragrance with decent quality, actually, it doesn't smell crazy synthetic or like harsh on your nose whatsoever, check it out. If you like iris and fresh spicy, check it out. The fresh spicy isn't real loud. The clary sage and the black pepper is not abrasive, but it is there to help assist with the iris. Those are the things that is the key players in that fragrance. So up next, everybody's seen these boxes, and it has got to be the ugliest presentation I have ever seen in my life. Cuba Prestige. This thing looks like one of those friggin' things like you would see at like I don't know, a game room or something. It's got the claw and picks it up, or some kind of circus prize or something. How light and everything that is. But when you take it off, that actually looks pretty good. It's not bad looking. I would digress on all that if this matched this, but I guess they're going with that little cigar thing. I think these ones are great looking. I mean, they're not great looking, but like, that's kind of cool. That thing really looks like a cigar, you know? And the other one, like, the bigger ones, they're just a big version of that. This thing is hideous, man. I don't know why they did it like that. Oh, and it's directional. You have to put it on that certain way. Anyhow, enough of this stupid presentation. Atomizer. Pretty good atomizer on this. So, if I name all the notes, it's going to paint a very, very confusing, incomplete picture of what this thing actually smells like. If I talk about the bergamot and the black currant and the, you know, stuff like that in here, because you don't get a whole lot of that. What this thing is mostly built around is the amber, cardamom, sandalwood, and there's even like a chocolatey feel in this thing. It's a very sweet fragrance. It's creamy, fresh spicy. The fresh spiciness, or not necessarily fresh spiciness, but the spiciness is not real loud. The cardamom gives it a little bit of a sexy feel to this thing. It's quite similar to Mugler's Amen. The difference is that one is sharper, louder, not harsher, sharper in a good way because it's got good quality, louder, more of a powerhouse, masculine. This one is more of like a softer, muted, jumbled up version of that because as far as like the quality, it's not like crazy terrible or anything like that, but you're not like really discovering things. You're not like able to pick out like, ooh, there's the you know, there's the jasmine, oh, there's the tobacco or something like that. You're not going to really get so much of that. You're just going to get that basic scent profile, but it's not bad. I'll give this a 6 out of 10 because the scent profile is like a 5.5, but the longevity on this is like a 7-hour fragrance, and it is strictly for the cool weather because it's sweet and loud. This thing, even though it's not as loud as Mugler's Amen, this is still a good performing fragrance. 7+ hours, great projection. Sweet, creamy, chocolatey even though that's not listed. Sweet, creamy, chocolatey, smooth, cardamom, spicy kind of a fragrance. So, if you're wondering what that one smelled like, that's it. So, there's 2 fragrances that are ultra cheap. These are both like $12. And, yeah, if you're wondering what they smelled like, the train's inconvenient. I know you can hear that. But if you're wondering what they smell like, that's pretty much those in a nutshell. So that's my final thoughts on Cuba and Michael Germain's. With that, I'm out. Y'all be blessed. Take care of yourself always. And until next time.